Welcome to IT Playground Podcast, where technology meets innovation. Join us as we explore the latest trends, insights, and expert opinions on all things IT. Ever felt like your old online self is haunting your digital future? You know, those past posts just lingering. What if I told you that in South Africa you have a legal digital delete button to banish those ghosts? Today, we're doing a deep dive to really empower you. We want you to become the master of your digital destiny. We're unpacking the South African Guide to Personal Data Deletion. Think of it as a roadmap to understanding and actually using your right to privacy online.
Exactly. And this isn't just, reading some dry legal stuff. It's about getting crucial, actionable knowledge. It's about digital self-management, taking control proactively instead of just reacting to, everything that's out there. Think digital spring cleaning, but this time with actual legal teeth.
Okay, digital delete buttons sounds amazing, almost too good to be true for some, maybe. But to use it, we need to know where it comes from. So what's the big legal framework behind this? The foundation.
That foundation is the Protection of Personal Information Act, POPIA for short. It properly came into effect July 1st, 2021. And what's really key about POPIA, it's not just giving you rights. It shifts the responsibility onto organizations. They have to be transparent, accountable. It's less just a law and more like rebalancing the power online,
A rebalancing of power. I like that. So what are the specific rights POPIA gives us, the data subjects?
Right. So there are four main ones. First, the right to access. Basically, you can ask a company, hey, do you have my info? And demand to see it.
Okay, see what they've got makes sense.
Second, the right to rectify. If the data they have is wrong or incomplete, you can tell them to fix it.
Good. Get it accurate.
Third, and this is our star player today, the right to erasure, also called the right to be forgotten. This is your legal muscle to request they destroy or delete your info, especially if they don't need it anymore for the original reason they collected it.
That's the delete button we talked about.
That's the one. And finally, number 4, the right to object. You can object to them processing your data, especially for things like direct marketing.
So you can actually tell them to stop sending you stuff legally.
You absolutely can. It's quite powerful.
Okay, let's quickly clarify some terms then. Data subject. That's just us, right? The individual.
Correct. That's you.
And the responsible party. That's the company.
Yep, the organization holding the data.
And the information officer. What's their role? Sounds important.
Very. They're the designated person at the company who handles all things POPIA. Sort of like the digital librarian for your personal info, maybe?
Yeah.
They know where it is, and they're the one you talk to about, getting rid of it.
The digital librarian. I like that. Okay, so we know the rights, we know the terms. How do we actually do this? Is it some complicated legal maze, or is it something, manageable?
It's surprisingly manageable, and it's free, which is great. You can definitely do this yourself. It's basically a 4-step process.
4 steps. Okay, lay them out for us.
Step 1. Identify the responsible party, the company, and find their information officer. Look for their privacy policy. It's usually lurking in the website footer. That policy must list the information officer's contact details, usually in email.
Right. Hunt down the privacy policy first. Got it. Step 2.
Step 2. Draft a formal request. Has to be in writing. Email is perfect. Include your full name, contact details, and state clearly something like, I am a data subject under POPIA, exercising my right to have my personal information deleted. Referencing POPIA, maybe Section 24 for deletion, shows you know your stuff.
Okay, be clear. Reference the law. What else?
State your reason. Simple as fine, like information no longer necessary or withdrawing consent. And crucially, ask for written confirmation that they've deleted it and that they've told any third parties they might have shared it with. Needs to be crystal clear, like asking for extra cheese on your pizza, no confusion.
Okay, no room for error. Make it super clear. Then what?
Step 3. Submit and track. Email it to the information officer. Keep a copy for your records. Companies generally have about 30 days to respond. If you hear nothing, maybe send a polite nudge, a follow-up email.
30 days. Okay. And if they just ignore you?
Oh.
Or say no?
That brings us to step 4. Escalate it. You can lodge a formal complaint with the Information Regulator of South Africa. There's a specific form, POPIA Form 5, on their website. Fill it out, email it to popiacomplaints@inforegulator.org.za. It's free, it's official, and they will investigate for you. They're like your backup.
Okay, that's really good to know there's an official escalation path. That covers South African companies. But what about, the huge international websites, social media, big online stores? Do our SA rights work there? This feels like where it could get tricky.
Yes. It seems tricky, but POPIA actually thought about this. There's something called the Cross-Border Data Transfer Rule, Section 72. Basically, SA companies can only send your info overseas if that country has similar adequate data protection laws.
So because of that rule,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Often means those big international players are already subject to strong laws like GDPR in Europe or CCPA in California. They have to be to operate globally.
okay, so how do we ask them for deletion?
Pretty similar process, actually. First, try to figure out which law applies to them. GDPR is common for big tech. Then mention that specific law in your request, like under the GDPR Article 17, right to erasure, and follow their procedure. Check their privacy policy again. They usually have a dedicated portal or email for data subject access requests or something similar. Companies like Google, Facebook, they get these requests all the time. They have systems for it. Like having a universal remote for your digital life might take a second to find the button, but it usually works.
A universal remote? I like that analogy. Okay, that covers companies. But now, the really tricky one. What about news articles?
Yeah.
Or public records, stuff that feels like it's out there permanently? This sounds like the final boss of data deletion.
Yeah, you're right. This is definitely the toughest area. Because now you're balancing your privacy against freedom of information, freedom of the press. It's complex, honestly. Requests to delete accurate news articles about public figures or crimes or just newsworthy events, they're likely to be denied.
So it's mostly a no-go.
Not always. Your best bet is to focus on specific angles, inaccuracy. If the article has flat-out factual errors, push for a correction or even a retraction. Irrelevance and harm. Argue the info's old, totally irrelevant now, causing you real ongoing harm, and it's just not in the public interest anymore. Vulnerability. This is a strong one. If the article puts you or your family at risk, say by publishing your home address.
Okay, so specific arguments might work. How do you even start that process?
First, talk directly to the publication's editor or their ombudsman if they have one. If they're members of the Press Council of South Africa and it's an ethical issue, you can lodge a free complaint there. Legal action. Well, that's the absolute last resort. Think defamation, provable damage. It gets very expensive, potentially hundreds of thousands of rands, and it takes a long time. It's kind of like trying to unsend a really public tweet from years ago, you know?
Yeah.
A tough ask, but maybe, just maybe, there's a path.
Wow, okay. So pulling this all together, what's the big takeaway for us?
I think the main thing is, while there's no magic wand, no single button to erase everything instantly,
Right.
POPIA gives us a really solid legal framework here in South Africa. It genuinely empowers you.
But it's not automated, but it is actionable.
Exactly. It's a DIY process, definitely. But it works. You, the data subject, you have agency now. You can take steps. And just knowing you have these rights and how to use them, that's incredibly liberating, isn't it? We finally have some levers to pull.
Absolutely. We've covered a huge amount today about taking back some control over that digital footprint. We really encourage you listening to maybe think about what info is out there about you and perhaps even try exercising these rights. We'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts or experiences if you do.
And maybe just leave you with this thought. In our world, which is only getting more digital, understanding this right to erasure, it's not just about privacy anymore. It's really about shaping your own identity, your own future online. What does it actually mean for your peace of mind to control what's remembered about you and what can truly be forgotten?
Thanks for tuning in to IT Playground Podcast. Join us next time for more tech talk, insights, and innovation. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us for more.